Hey there. So I wanted to, it's just kind of like one of those venting situations to where I felt like so many people needed to hear what I was thinking and hear what so many people are thinking on the subject. Um, but I just need to get a chance to say it out loud as well. Um, we have seen an influx in the number of people needing assistance, and that's what we do. We provide resources, we provide assistance, we really care about the animals in our community. But what we've also seen is people contacting us without any assistance that they can provide themselves. So contacting an organization who absolutely loves animals so much that we are 100% volunteer based. We have families of our own at home. We have animals of our own at home, and we do this in order to help the animals in our community. And we care about animals so much that we are taking phone calls and emails, text messages, social media messages. We're taking them from all angles with people who need assistance, and they're just hoping to get a slot for their cats, kittens, puppies, dogs to get into any assistance that we're providing. So it's a lot. It becomes pretty heavy. It becomes pretty heavy on the people who are answering all of these messages. Um, but the issue is that we're doing everything that we possibly can right now. We own property, and we're currently working with bids to get part of it cleared to open up an affordable high volume clinic, which we know is so desperately needed here in Santa Rosa County, Florida. But that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money whenever the clientele that we're working with and we're trying to help aren't really the most financially stable people. And that's okay. And that's what we're here for. And that's who we're trying to help. We're trying to help their animals and try to work with these owners and caretakers. But when you reach out to us, remember that. I need everybody to remember that we don't have those facilities here. So, every other Tuesday, we're driving animals 2.5 hours one way just to get them fixed for our community, for the health of the animals in our community. And we drive so far away and we take so many animals. We take 50 to 75 animals every other week. We've taken over 4,000 animals now to get fixed. When 3 years ago, over 4,000 animals were being euthanized at our local shelter every year. So we've taken that many to get fixed now, and we know that the need is there, and that's why we began this journey in the first place, is because we want to help, we want to put a dent in it, and we know that the dent right now definitely isn't big enough, but we're trying to do what we can. So when you reach out and you ask for help, first you need to figure out, how did I get in this situation? How did I get to a point where I have cats having kittens in my yard? How did I get to a point where those kittens are now having kittens in my yard? How did I get to a point where I'm needing to even ask for assistance? Because if you can go back to those roots and realize that it wasn't us and it's not on us, and we can just as easily say, no, move along. It's not going to work for us. That sounds way too hard or way too expensive. Try and help figure out what you can do. Because these aren't our cats and kittens that we're outside feeding and who are unaltered roaming around. All of our animals are fixed. We have over 70 volunteers, and they're all out in the community. And I can't think of one that doesn't have all of their animals fixed, no matter how many they have. So you need to start with that and realize that we're applying for grants, and we're getting turned down for grants, and we're getting some grants, but we can only take so many as far as in our van for capacity. And it's difficult and it's stressful, and we're being judged and looked at constantly, all the time. All the time we have to put forth our best face, and we have to write in, we have to prove that our community needs us and that our community needs these grant funds in order to do what we need to do. And we do this all for you and for your animals. We're already out there doing that. So when you message us or you call us or you email us and you ask, can we take in your cats? And we provide resources to you and let you know that we've set up a third-party free site for you to post your animals on and to get visits from all these other adoption sites. And we've let you know that there's all these resources for funding that you can apply for personal grants and get money for your animals to go to local vets for whatever they need. And we let you know that, we're taking in animals from different places and that your animal maybe should just get fixed, or maybe it's a community cat and it needs to probably stay in its own home where it's at right now, and get fixed and vaccinated. These are options that we put there because we care about your animals. It's not because we don't. And so when those options don't fit into this itty bitty little checkbox square that you were hoping for when you reached out to us, it doesn't mean that we somehow dislike you or dislike your animals, or we're not here for the animals. So when you say, hurtful things like, you guys are worthless, or you don't care about the animals, or, whatever hateful things that you say to our volunteers or the ways that you treat them, it's really hurtful because they're already going out of their way. I mean, there's 175,000 plus people in this county, and you've got 70 or so of them who are volunteering their time to help those animals. So just remember that. Just remember, the reason why the prices are so low with us to get your animals fixed. I mean, call around and figure out what they are at the local vets. But the reason why they're so low is because we have put into motion a structured system to where you can benefit from these prices that are not offered here locally. And it is just to get them fixed and vaccinated. And we're sorry we don't have, local rabies and microchip clinics all the time. And we apologize that we can't take your animals on our transports if they just need to get a vaccination. And it's because our goal is to lessen the intake at the local shelters, and it's to limit the overpopulation crisis that we're already in. And we know COVID didn't help very much at all with shutting down the clinics. That's also not something we had any control over. So we take in, animals as we can and as our foster homes provide for, but we have very limited fosters, and we take in the neediest of animals. So that means it's going to be, the neonates or the ringworm kittens or the broken kittens who've been run over, or whatever we can do. We try our hardest, but remember, this also costs money. So as we're trying to raise money to open up that affordable clinic to help serve our community and their animals even more, we're also in that zone of taking care of the animals that are right in front of us and helping those animals that are right in front of us. And we don't have, lots of money pouring in, and we don't have all the backing that we need right now to be able to do what we need to do for you, for our community, but we're working on it. And we just really need our community to understand what we're trying to do here. We have no government funding. We have no government funding, and we are not ran by any municipal agency at all. So we're just doing everything that we can off of the donations that we receive, and basically budgeting and doing what we can as far as the money that we do have. So we take in a lot of animals. Yes, we took in our 600th animal yesterday, and that feels great to know that 600 animals have been processed through our organization, and we've helped them directly. I mean, we've helped thousands, I'm sure, but 600 have come through our organization. So if we're able to take care of, the 600 coming through our organization, and we have to say no to your kittens that were born that we probably could have prevented from, the mom cat from being pregnant, it's a hard choice for us, and we think about it. I can promise you, anybody that you've asked in our organization, if you've said, hey, can you take these kittens in? And they've said, oh, no, we don't have the space right now, or, here's some resources we can offer you, or, suggested some things, or maybe even gone out of their way to give you their phone number so you can call them. They've even helped share your post or posted it for you. Our volunteers have, filled out paperwork for people. Remember that they're not doing anything at all. They're doing something, and maybe, these kittens that you have now, we're just not able to do what you need us to do, what fits in that little box, and we get a lot of kickback about late term spays. So when the mama cat's pregnant and we're offering to spay her anyways, of all the animals that we've taken in, to say that we don't deal with death after they're born, to say that we don't take in animals who we absolutely love and then we have to watch them pass, and to make us feel like when we offer things like that, when we offer the health of the mom cat, when we offer the health of the cat who's already here, and we just don't want to take a chance on the unknown kittens that could or couldn't be born. Mama cats recently eating their young, and my heart bleeds for the shelter worker who walked into the shelter one morning to find, a half-eaten baby inside that kennel. That's what happens whenever they get stressed out or they have a bacterial infection, viral infection, something that's creating that, because cats are, pretty much the closest to wild animals still as you can get for domesticated animals. So they're going to do anything that they can to protect their species, to protect their other young. So to say that you would rather chance that and deal with that possibility is really hard for us to hear too. So as hard as it is for you to hear that we offer a late term spay, and those unborn kittens are going to go to sleep forever, versus letting them be born and you have no plans for them. You don't know if they're going to get adopted or not. You're telling us that you can't even afford to get her fixed right now, or you couldn't afford before she got pregnant, or you're asking for help and assistance now to place these kittens that she had recently and she got pregnant right away, and she's going to keep getting pregnant because she's going to keep going into heat, and that's what heat is. So it's hard for us to hear, you listing off your problems while we're listing off these solutions, and your problems are probably going to continue to happen, kind of like heat cycles. They continue whenever our solution is going to be a one-time deal, and we're trying. So I didn't mean to make this, so long, but I really feel like people need to understand where we're coming from whenever we're trying really hard to offer advice. We're trying to provide feedback. We're trying to give as many resources as we can. We're building resources. We're literally raising funds right now to build a bigger resource, and it's not for our personal animals. It's for yours. It's for our community. So remember that when you ask for help, provide help too, because if you can't help yourself, then that's just complete helplessness, and that's not going to work for anybody at any point in time. So if you think it's fair that you can feed kittens after kittens, and you can cuddle them and you can love them and enjoy all this time with them, and then whenever they get too old or it gets to be so much of a burden on you, you can't afford to feed them anymore, and now you're asking for help and you don't like what's being offered, remember that on the other end of things, you're asking us to take on what you have created. And we're just trying to give you the resources that are available from us that we have been working on for you. So get them fixed. Get them all fixed. I know that it books up. We open up our slots again today at noon. We open them up every other Tuesday at noon. And they book up within 15 minutes. We booked 55 slots, 55 cat slots, and I think a couple dog slots were in there too. But we book them up within 15 minutes. 15 minutes. So I'm sorry to all the people who have emailed me and messaged me and called me and told me that they were upset that they couldn't get their animals on. I'm upset too, trust me, because it doesn't just stop. They don't decide, oh, I couldn't get an appointment, so you know what, I'm going to stop breeding today. So we're upset too. And we're working really hard as well. And we need your help. We need your support. And we need you to understand how hard we are working for free for the county, for the community, for the entire panhandle, for every animal out there ever. We're working on it. I promise you we are. So remember that, and don't create a situation to where the only solution is going to be fitting into this little box. Because there are resources and there are solutions and there are ways to get to where you want to be. You just have to be willing to give as much as we have been giving for these past couple years. I appreciate your time. I really do. And we do. We love this community and we love these animals. So, all right, you guys, thank you.